Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast, the only live streaming face-to-face arts and entertainment podcast covering northeastern Pennsylvania, offering a true alternative voice in local media. We're coming to you from the NEPA Scene studio underneath Center City Print in downtown Scranton. I'm Rich Howells, the founder and editor of NEPA Scene. Robin S. is behind the scenes in the producer's chair. Thank you, Robin, for filling in tonight. And tonight we're here with the hosts of The Best Mistake Ever Made, the comedic entertainment and pop culture podcast, A Freak Accident. We have Lazy E, Crisco, Kara, and Mikki. And they are hosting a live recording of their show at Best Cigar Pub in Drums on Wednesday, July 29th. So we're here talking about their local radio careers and how that led into the origins of this podcast. Kara's radio work on Magic 93, Hot 97.1, and 100.7 WLEV. Mouthful there, but we got through it. As well as television and PA Live. Mikki's time in the local music scene and building a skate park and some other stuff that she's working on. The differences and similarities between recording broadcast radio and podcasts, the production of the show and how they find subjects to talk about, the art of witty banter, which we have had a taste of already. So we're looking forward to get into that and, finding the right chemistry, what makes A Freak Accident stand out, the decade-long run of the podcast and what motivates them to produce new shows week after week, the state of kind of the radio industry and podcasting and all that kind of stuff, which interests me as a media guy. Their first live show that they did at Mutant Brewing in Scranton last year and what they have in store for this next one and much, much more. So please stay tuned. We would love to hear what you have to say down in the comments below. So any questions, any comments, anything you want to add to the conversation, make sure that you do that, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or wherever. And we will get to those later on in the show. So anything you want to ask these guys, we will put it out there for you. I know that could be dangerous sometimes when it's live, but we'll see what happens. So without further ado, Robin, would you cue the music? NEPA Scene is brought to you by Center City Print, bringing your ideas to life in 3 locations, Scranton, Kingston, and Hazleton. These one-stop shops are locally owned and operated, providing high-quality print products at affordable prices. From business cards, brochures, and banners to posters, flyers, and tickets, let their custom design solutions and exceptional customer service make your next project a reality. Use promo code NEPA Scene in person or online at centercityprint.com for 10% off. Just stand by. All right, so if we could start by maybe introducing yourselves, tell us a little about yourself and what you do, outside the podcast as well.
Well, I'm Lazy E. I work, besides the podcast, I work at 97.9X. Been there for... This August will be 22 years.
Wow.
Gosh.
So the scary thing, thinking that somebody has drank for a year legally, that was born when I started, freaks me out.
Yeah,
I'd imagine so.
Didn't you just celebrate the birthday of one of the salespeople, and you were like, "Wow, you could be my daughter" or something?
Yeah, she was 6 months old when I started my career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That puts things into perspective.
Yeah. It hurts a lot.
Get your affairs in order, that sort of thing.
Yeah, get that will signed. I'm Crisco. My name's actually Chris, but Crisco is what I go by. I used to work at 97.9X as well, and currently I'm a real estate agent, and I'm also a personal trainer. So I wear a lot of different hats. I do a lot of different things, including this show. That's how I met Lazy E, was back, when we both worked at the X together. And it's been an interesting ride getting here after all this time. It's been kind of a weird, circuitous route to where we're at now, but it finally feels like something's happening with the podcast, so it's an exciting time.
Nice.
It is exciting. And I'm Kara. I just wanted, because that's what I do. I am on the podcast. I'm like the newest member of the podcast, drinking. But it's not really super new.
Yeah,
but
6 years.
But it's newer, I guess. And it was totally by accident that I even got into it. I wasn't really sought after or anything like that. I'm sure we can talk about that later. But other than being on the podcast, I work for a couple of different local radio stations. So Magic 93, Hot 97.1. I also do a station in Allentown, which is 107 LEV. I do some voiceover work for a rock station in Allentown, which is The Hawk, and occasionally co-host on PA Live. And I also am the promotions director. And, no, just kidding.
And I'm an actor and a conservative.
And in my free time, I vacation. And so that's my professional resume. There you go.
Very long list.
Enjoy.
Mine will be very short.
Remember all the numbers.
And I'm Mikki. So I was in radio for not even 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's how I met Crisco and Lazy E.
Yeah, okay.
And then I've kind of progressed through Pennsylvania, and I am currently the director of operations at the Dome Sportsplex, which used to be the Wyoming Valley Sports Dome.
Okay.
And she's single.
Oh, that's a big topic right now. Yeah.
Single.
Yeah.
Hearts.
We'll get into maybe some personal stuff in a little bit.
Yeah, we will.
I figured before we get into the podcast itself, you'd mentioned how you guys kind of met. So maybe if you could tell your first meeting with how did you meet these other individuals, and what was your first impression of those people?
You're asking Kara that?
Are you asking me that?
I'm asking all of you that.
Well,
You guys start.
when I met Crisco, I immediately thought we're very similar.
Yeah.
And that's where we started. The inception of this idea of the podcast came when we had a show on Sunday nights. It was called Now Fear This, all new music. And I was doing it, and then he came and did it with me, and then we just started doing it together. And we're like, this would be that would be a good morning show.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we gelled right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the original inception, was like he and I wanted to sort of create a beta for an eventual morning radio show, because like if you've never, I mean, anybody who's in the radio industry knows that like morning radio is kind of like the top of the mountain, right? If you can get on a morning show, like you've pretty much arrived.
Right.
So like that was kind of like our dream. And, we always, we got along really well. We riffed really well off of each other, and we both have similar really stupid senses of humor.
Yeah.
So it just kind of made sense to try that. And, that was one of the first steps that led to eventually it becoming a podcast. You and I met right away, and we hit it off right away. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like, we knew we wanted to do something, some kind of project.
We
together.
knew we'd be friends. We never knew we'd be lovers.
No, I knew we'd be lovers. That was the first thing I wanted, honestly.
Yeah.
The professionalism came later.
He wanted this.
Pleasure, then business. Very little business, mostly pleasure.
Yeah. They say don't mix business and pleasure, but then how does a putt-putt work?
Right.
Back to that joke.
You've made that joke 3 weeks in a row, and you know what?
I'm bringing it on.
It's still up here. You know what I mean? It hasn't worn out its welcome yet.
You were next.
I was gonna say, so technically I'm the next one. I don't remember meeting you guys at the radio station.
No, you
I'm pretty
didn't.
sure it was at one of the shows that I had while I was still in the live music scene.
Okay.
And then I kept seeing them over and over again, and then I got a message one day, and they're like, "Hey, you want to be on a podcast?" And I was like, give it a shot. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
And I've been trying to run away ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't though. I put that chip in your heel, so there's no getting away.
Yeah, so I mean, the original, so it was not a freak accident when I initially started with them. There was other host. The original plot was to kind of wrangle the show because they were getting a little too out of control. And I was supposed to put them on the guide rails.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted somebody a little bit more responsible, and
Apparently that's me.
We picked Mikki for some
That was a
reason.
bad idea.
Good job.
Yeah, how we
But
doing?
the first time we talked, well, you did your air check in the cab of a truck as you were like driving dogs to New York
yes,
City.
I was
right?
driving dogs to New York City. That is correct. Yes.
That just sounds like such a Mickey thing.
Totally legal.
In case you're wondering, Mikki also drives dogs over the border.
Yeah, it's very
All your
normal
dog
stuff.
transportation needs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
No, that was it.
That's good.
Yeah.
And with the dogs thing, I was last, and not even on purpose. It was a day, I guess, like Mikki couldn't be there, and Crisco couldn't be there, and Lazy E was looking for someone to fill in.
I asked somebody else
Well, wait,
first.
yeah. So I was filling in on a station like part time, and he went to like 4 other people in the radio station asking them to cover. No one could.
You were literally the last
I was like the
choice.
last choice, and he came in and he's like, "Hey, you want to try this?" I was like, so honored. Before I knew I was the last choice, and then we did the show just me and him, and the main topic was.
You want me to bring up what we first thought?
You want to talk about that again?
Well, listen, this is the topic that got me like chosen
Because we
for
knew
some
she could
reason.
hang.
Right, yeah, because she didn't immediately flee when this happened.
Correct.
Because
So-
I messaged him as soon as I listened to the episode. I'm like, we got to get her on the show
Because this was just
yeah.
So what happened was, me and my friends, we always go to Cincinnati. I'm a huge Bengals fan. And me and my one friend were sharing a bed. And I said, if you peed and it went in my butt, and then it came out, did I poop my pants or did you pee my pants?
right.
And this was the question he asked her.
That is a brave question.
They
right
spent
there.
an inordinate amount of time philosophizing this great mystery.
Still don't have an answer, by the way.
No, we never figured it
Yeah.
out. But like, I just remember thinking, like, the fact that she wasn't immediately like, "Okay, I'm done," and walk out of the room. I'm like, this is the kind of person that we need on the podcast.
Comments, please. Whatever you think. Yeah, please add your opinion in there.
Yeah, we'll answer. We will answer any question that you leave.
Yes.
We'll answer questions about anything at all.
But we'd also like to know your opinion.
Yes.
Did you pee their pants, or did they poop? What?
No, did I
What?
poop my pants?
Or did he? Pee
Or
your
did he
pants?
pee your
It
pants?
has to be his bull.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks for that information.
Right. Yeah.
So that's how we came to be.
And the show.
We asked her, "Do you want to continue to do this?" And she said yes. So
I think it was like podcasts were new, and I was like, "Ooh, I could be on a podcast."
yeah.
It's
No,
special.
it was
Yeah.
fun. I had a good time, and even the first time, sitting with them, I felt immediately comfortable, which I think is something that's really important. I didn't feel like I was forcing my personality or things that I say, and I still don't feel like that.
you're forcing your personal
Yeah.
space on me right
Like
now.
I didn't feel like that at all.
Yeah. Her and Mikki are in love. Just like me and Lazy E are
Yeah.
in love. So
Don't worry about that.
You guys make very cute couples.
Oh,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wait until the orgy starts.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's the after show.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta pay for that.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. We're not giving that away for free on camera.
Exactly.
No!
What do you mean no?
Not look at me like that.
Okay. I'll just think about you like that.
So here's a question for all of you. What is it maybe that drew you to radio or hosting or anything like that in the first place? What is it that you really liked about that?
The funny thing is, I started out going to LCCC. I went for marketing, and I was miserable. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
But then this one kid said, hey, there's this one guy that called off from doing a radio show. I did a radio show first time. It was awful, but I loved it. And that day I switched my major and I interned at 97.9X, and I just never left.
Yeah.
Literally,
Legitimately, like, it was kind of like in Office Space when what's his name keeps showing up.
Yeah,
Like
Bill,
they weren't paying him; he just kept showing up, and then eventually they were like, "We got to do something."
So wait, you do
about
get
this."
paid though, right?
Yeah.
There's money in radio.
Oh my god!
Not like Office Space.
Oh no!
You better check on that.
Hey, you've been doing that though. You said 22 years,
Yeah.
and I mean you've done some really interesting things in radio too. Though.
Yeah, there was 1 year I wasn't at 97.9X. I got to work as a production guy for Kid Craddock down in Dallas, Texas. And what an experience that was to learn from a guy that's in regards in radio like Dick Clark.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, he used to tell me once Ryan Seacrest asked him, should I do American Idol? And Kid told him, no, it'll probably ruin your career. Listen, he wasn't wrong about Ryan Dunkelman. People forget about him. It just, he picked the wrong one to say that to.
Yeah.
Right.
But I got to do that. That was really cool. But in the end of the day, I kind of wanted to be on the air. So I moved back because of family reasons too. And I moved back, and that's when actually our podcast, we really started the original back in 2012.
So long ago.
Yeah,
2012, we started the original podcast, which then morphed into this one.
Right.
And that was 2016, I think. Did it become Freak
It was,
Accident?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the first. It would be beginning of January 2016 was when A Freak Accident actually launched. Yeah. And then for me, I mean, I actually won my job in radio in a contest.
Like a radio thing too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So like I mean I was like that kid. Like I used to walk around with my talk boy and like record, interviews and stuff when, I was real small. I thought I was hot shit. And then when this opportunity came up, like I used to listen to a 97.9 just all the time because I'm a rock music fan, So I just listened and they had this contest where it was, the idea was, you remember The Weekender? I mean, it still exists, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So
you did, didn't you? Yeah.
So I was the editor for 2 years there, and then I got laid off, and that led into what I'm doing now with NEPA Scene. Fun fact, though, The Weekender has been completely dead for over a year, and no one has noticed.
huh.
That's how unfortunately relevant The Weekender is these days.
Sad.
But yeah,
Back then it was like
it was the thing.
Everybody had to get it every week.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I remember.
I loved The Weekender.
I remember being in high school, and that was like because I got the job in radio at 18.
Yeah.
But I remember being in high school, they would bring in the stacks of them.
Yeah.
And it'd be a bum rush to try to grab one before they were all gone because everybody wanted to know what was going on that weekend and like who's the model of the week this week, all that stuff. So, but they ended up 97.9 put a script in The Weekender, and they asked people, they said, hey, we're looking to hire some new part-timers, and they said you need to record yourself reading this and send it in. So I did it, and I ended up getting picked as one of 5 finalists. That was like an internal choice, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And then of those 5 people, they each went on the air for an on-air audition, and then the listeners had to vote for who they wanted the best, and they picked me for some reason. So I ended up winning my job, and it was originally only supposed to be for like a few months. And it was kind of a similar situation to you, I guess, where they were like, I guess we're going to keep you around because I was doing a decent enough job. But that's how I got into radio, and I ended up staying there for non-consecutively, like 10 years in like different stations, too. Like I didn't just work at 97.9. I kind of did some, work here and there in other places, too. But I loved, being able to really speak directly to people and entertain them was kind of really what like kept me wanting to come back.
My story is interesting. I'm from here. Went to King's for marketing. Didn't hate it as much as you did, and I graduated with a marketing degree. But my internship, I was looking for something to do in promotions. I really loved doing events. It was super fun, and I had a friend that incidentally worked at Cumulus Citadel at the time, and said, why don't you come in and do your internship at the radio station? And I was like, that might be fun. So I was doing the internship with promotions, but in the same time, they hired a new night jock who was actually back from, he was all over the place. Valentine, he ended up being my boss, and I interned with him. And his big thing was like cultivating new talent. So even though I had really no initial interest in talking on the radio. I didn't mind talking in front of people or to people. I really like connecting with people. So he said, let's use that and get you on the air and make you like a character. You know what I mean? Like a person, like a thing. And I was like, okay, I guess, so his big thing was training me. I started doing it. Then I really liked it. Because I feel like it's one of those things. You start doing it, you immediately hate it, and it's not you, or you love it so much you can't stop doing it, right? Like it's just really one or the other. So I ended up getting a part-time job on air. I did a thing called Scott watching for a while, which was like overnights, making sure they didn't go off the air at night. I would do that on the weekends. I'd come in and help with the morning show.
Wow, you
like,
are old.
Yeah, I did a lot. Like
she needed to crank a machine to keep the radio going.
So I did learn a lot. It was really cool. And then when I graduated, though, they didn't have anything really like full time, and I was looking for a full time job. I ended up working at a hospital. I did public relations for a while. I worked for the Penguins for a little bit, and then I worked for my family business for like 20 years as Chaco's Bowling Center in Wilkes-Barre.
Oh, cool.
So I stayed there for 20 years, marketing events. That was my big thing. After COVID, I had a friend that was working at the radio station and said they were looking for part-timers. And I'm like, I haven't done that. Like all my air checks were on cassette tape. That's how long it had been since I did anything.
She meant to say 8-track.
Yeah, so I went in and Stan
They were
Phillips.
carved on stones.
Yeah.
You have to throw them into a valley, and the ricochets make the sounds of her voice.
Well, and because of that, though, they were looking for part-timers, but like they didn't know what I would sound like, and I didn't know what I would sound like. It had been years since I had done anything like that. Yeah. So Stan on Magic 93 was like, "Come in and just try like a morning shift. Let's see what you've done this before. Let's see." And I did, and then they hired me and just kept snowballing, and a full-time position came up. I ended up taking the full-time thing with promotions, and then just more stuff, like you pile it on, you say yes, you do it. But I feel like the more you do it, the more you want to do it. So that's my origin story, and that's how I became Kara Hart.
I don't know. Mine's all over the place. I'm always been the type of person to just be like, opportunity, gonna try it, see what happens. But I did grow up because I'm from Massachusetts originally. So like we had WAAF, which was our big radio station. They did Local Bazooka, and then we had Ozfest, like all of the big concerts going on. I went to every single one of them from age 9 on, and because I went so often, I actually met a lot of the radio heads from that radio station, and I always loved the fact that they just had fun with their jobs. And I'm like, that's just so cool. Like, so when I decided to pick up and move to Pennsylvania, I was like, that same weekender, that same ad was in the paper, and I was like, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And sure enough, I was approved. I got the key card to get into the station, and then they cut it.
Yeah.
Then they were like,
I had the key card for a while. I don't know what I did with it, but it did exist for a while.
They just never gave you a shift,
schedule,
right?
right, yep.
Yeah. Like she was on the payroll, not making any money, obviously, but she was on the payroll for like a year or something.
Yeah.
And it was just like...
Super professional.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
It happens. It's fine. I had other jobs. It was fine. But yeah, I mean, in between all of that, I was, getting into music, getting into bands, and I've always kind of been... As much as I like to do the back end of things, building sets, like I like to build, I always get dragged to the front somehow. They're like, hey, we need an actor. Hey, we need this. Hey, we need a fixer. And I'm like, okay, like fine. Like, we'll just do it. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, it's how it came about. And then they dragged me into this.
dragged her, kicking and screaming.
Yeah, and we just continue to drag her everywhere we go.
Every week.
Except somehow I always show up early.
Yeah,
I know. It's almost like she likes it.
Yeah, you were like an hour and a half
I
early
like to be
this.
tortured, apparently.
Yeah.
She's a masochist. Yeah, that explains your last 15-year relationship.
Hey-oh.
What? She said the same thing on the show.
True.
How did you guys develop your radio voice, so to speak, your on-air personality? Did that come to you naturally right away, or is it something you had to kind of work on over the years?
You know what? When I originally started, I tried to put on a voice, tried to be a different person. I just don't anymore. I just am me, because someone told me the best thing they told me was, when they meet you out in public, are you going to talk like that and act like that?
Right.
So it's easier to be me because I don't have to remember anything. I don't have to remember to be this person or act this way. I tried to be, the hard radio rock guy, but then I'm like
The puke voice and everything. Yeah.
But you
we got Ozzy up next.
You
Yeah.
don't do like a puke voice, but you definitely you up your energy when you're on air.
oh yeah,
sure.
everything's to 11.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
makes
I get excited, but it's
Yep.
just me excited.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But otherwise, there's no. People do radio voice. People could pick it out now because that's not a thing anymore. It used to be the hey,
Yeah.
come on next.
Yeah.
Well, and people are craving authenticity, right? That's what they
Yeah.
tune
Yeah.
into podcasts and radio and things like that for. You get so much fake stuff, unfortunately, on social media sometimes, and people even just in real life, they're not what they portray themselves to be. The more authentic you are, I feel like the more you really can connect with people, and then you build those relationships, and that's why they want to listen to you, and that's
Well, you know
some-
what? That's why I think, like, say what you want about him. I don't really care, but like Joe Rogan is as popular as he is because his podcast is just people having real conversations, and it comes off as authentic. You know what I mean? It's like there's not any
It's
kind
him.
of right. It's him. Whoever the guest is, it's them. There's no veneer on it. You know, so they're not trying to do anything. It's just and that people. Yeah, I definitely think people crave the authenticity for sure.
And you just very much naturally have a good, I think, a radio voice, like a voice that I would listen to commercials and I would go,
What are you talking about?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I
As far as that, the sound goes.
well, it's funny. Like even when I was growing up, like my school teachers and stuff pushed me toward public speaking when I was in grade school. And there was like a couple of times when my class gave like a presentation for a visiting bishop or somebody, and like I was always the one who had to give the speech or the keynote or whatever, and it's because I'm loud and I don't know when to shut up usually, so it just thanks Mikki. So like, it just kind of fit, and like over the years, like I've just I've always been kind of a goofball, and so it just sort of, again, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like it's just me on the air is just me.
Yeah.
It's not anything else. It's I tend to be a big, I'm out there. I'm a big personality. It's one of the reasons why I think like I do pretty well with real estate and with personal training. I do a pretty decent job connecting with people. So it's just natural, and again, like you have to be energetic when
course.
you're on the air. You can't be like sitting there,
I try.
Yeah, Mikki gives it an
see,
effort.
You have a lot of energy though and
Well,
personality.
yeah.
All of us here have like really big personalities, and I think that really makes itself
Yeah.
evident.
But
Yeah.
Mikki fakes it because she pretends that she's happy she's there.
I think
not.
a lot of it, and a lot of things that people forget about radio too, is your personality comes from talking to people, obviously, because you are on the radio, but it comes from listening too, right? So you go out, it's important to be able to listen to people. What are they telling you when you're going out and you're talking to people at a live event, when you're at a concert, when you're at the store, and this is just what people are experiencing in life. When you're talking about things, what you're hearing them say, you're relating it back to them. These are things that they were going to repeat. It's relatable to them. Listening is just as important as speaking when it comes to your voice and who you are on the radio. In my circumstance, it's a little different. My voice is my voice. I think I maybe enunciate a little bit differently when I'm on the radio, but my voice is my voice. I sound very much the same. But I do a lot of voice acting in the voiceover work that I do as the announcer for the Hawk. I have to portray myself a little bigger, a little more authoritative. It's not what I normally sound like.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the spots that I do, like commercials and things, will be, and you do that too. You have
Yeah.
to act a little bit. So a little voice acting here and there as well. But I don't know. I try. I mean, we'll see. I don't if it's good or not. Who knows? But good enough, I guess. It's still happening. I mean,
Right.
Mine's my regular talking voice. I mean, from being in front and on stage all the time, it is always fun because my singing voice is very different from my talking voice.
Yeah.
So I've always made a note of that. I'm like, it is super fun to just be talking and then go into singing, and they're like, where did that come from? Like, what?
literally what I said the first time I heard you sing.
Yes,
yeah.
right,
It's like,
exactly.
Who's that? Yeah. Would you have an excellent singing voice?
Thank you.
But you're also used to being. How many bands were you front woman for? Like, quite
Just
a few.
3. Just
That-
3.
Oh,
that's-
just 3.
Just 3.
Oh,
yeah,
just 3,
yeah. But that's like a big deal. You know what I mean? Like to get up and have to put on a show on stage.
Sure.
Like you learn how to cultivate that kind of performance.
But
aspect.
I blame that more on the theater side of things because I did theater when I was a kid, and as much as I was building the sets and then I get dragged into things, you learn, okay, you have to be this person on stage. You have to act a specific way. You have to be okay with people staring at you, and you just go, it is what it is.
Which is funny because I had a background doing some theater as well growing up. Like not nearly to the extent
sure.
that you've done, but like, that definitely helps you figure out
does.
how to, be seen and heard.
Yeah, no,
you
absolutely.
learn how to cultivate those skills.
I mean, I definitely have to say, like, the biggest part of it, living in Salem, so, like, when you're out during the tourist season, which is, like, September to October, part of your job when you're a kid is you go out with flyers. And you've got to talk to people, random tourists on the street, and you're just like, and you're in full costume. Like, you just get used to it, and you're like, this is just my job. Like, this is what I'm doing, and you
I
get
live in
comfortable
Salem.
with
I
it.
guess I'm a witch.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Totally normal. Yeah.
It totally
Yeah.
is.
Yes,
It's a
I'm
weird
a witch.
upbringing. What do you want?
I was actually a theater kid too, so
Okay.
it does help with the whole public speaking thing and stuff because I knew I had that in there somewhere, but I didn't know how to get it out. And when I was in grade school, I just had a miserable time, miserable people, miserable teachers, just not a good time. So when I got to high school, I was like, I'm going to go to a completely different school. Nobody knows me. I can start over. So why don't I take theater? Try to like actually learn how to like come out of my shell a little bit, and it sticks with you. It's interesting how that stuff when you're a little kid carries you into your career as an adult and things like that. It's amazing how influential that stuff is, which goes to show how important those programs are.
Yeah.
Arts programs, theater programs, and the teachers
Yeah, absolutely.
that actually care, that want you to succeed, that work with you. It's that stuff is so important. So, correct me if I'm wrong, because I come from the newspaper business and then kind of transition. Well, first I was a blogger, then I was in the newspapers for a while, and then I kind of combined those two things into kind of what I do now. But it seems like the only people left in the newspaper business are people who absolutely love it
Yeah.
because it is so torturous to be there in terms of like corporate takeovers and layoffs and having to take on multiple jobs and things like that. I feel like radio has gone through a lot of the same sort of stuff, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong there, but maybe what kinds of things have you seen change in the radio industry maybe since you started till now?
A lot has changed, but I believe in it. That's why I'm there.
Yeah.
I love it. I wouldn't do. My dad always told me, "Don't do it for money." And it's not like I'm getting buku bucks or anything like that. But look the way I'm dressed. But
That's an expensive shirt. That's high quality right there. Free guys
Yeah, right.
live.
Yeah, Free Accent Live. This
Please,
shirt available
please.
exclusively at our live
Yeah.
event that you can come to at Cigar Pub and Drums, July 29th, 7 p.m.
shameless plug.
Yeah.
But
Shameless.
I love radio. I think it's a great format if done right.
Yes.
There's so many people that just phone it in that when you can make like the word of the day, it seems like connection. Connection is what it's about. It's about bringing in emotion. One thing I learned on working overnights on Magic 93 back way when was that when I worked overnights, as sad as this sounds, some people that was their friend was the radio. They were alone.
Yeah.
And they would call just to talk to you. So that built a thing in me where I was like, somebody can be listening that's alone. And if they could just have a smile one moment, or I could hit something that they get, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up with radio my entire life.
And a lot of people compare radio. We have Spotify, you have Apple Music, you have but that's where you're wrong, because radio isn't just the music, right? The music might bring you there, but it's what happens in between those songs that's what keeps you there. And that's what's important. It's the personality between, it's the stuff you're doing in the community, it's the way you're, talking to people, it's the imaging even, it's the stuff between. Music brings you there because you like those songs, but it's the lazy E's and that keep you there because you feel like you have that friendship and that's. And we mean it. It's not like a fake friendship. It's real,
It isn't even necessarily, I don't think, like, because it's interesting. I remember very distinctly a conversation that I had with an individual in radio. And this was, I think, when you were in Dallas at the time.
Okay.
Because we were, I kind of kept carried the torch forward of like wanting to do this morning show even after he left, because I wasn't sure he was ever coming back, because it was a brilliant opportunity to go work for Kid Craddock. But we had tried to position ourselves to be, a morning show, and through a series of events, layoffs and that sort of thing, an opportunity came up. And I remember when we pitched this as the morning show, the individual told me, music is the star, not the personality isn't the star, music is the star. And this is, I think, like part and parcel, like, you're saying radio is great when it's done right. Yeah. I think the problem with the industry currently, because we can admit, I think, that like radio is a shadow of its former self, much like newspaper and print media is a shadow of what it used to be. So, but because that's the thing, there's a lot of people in the industry who I think don't get it and don't understand. And that was like having that conversation. I feel like that's a microcosm of a much broader problem in radio currently, is that the idea is that, well, yeah, they come for the music. It's like, and I don't even think that's necessarily true. I think, like, because you got to figure, like, people who wanted to listen to Howard Stern, right, they went where Howard was. It didn't matter what station he was on. They wanted to listen to Howard Stern. Casey Kasem, same thing. Like, you can rattle off a million names. I mean, but they went for the personality because that person had the ability to connect with their audience. And it didn't matter what they were delivering. It was the fact that they were the ones delivering it. And that, I think, is where radio has kind of lost the plot because, in more recent years, a lot of stuff, no offense, I'm like, shoot you guys in the foot, like, this is where you are.
I don't think so.
But like,
no, because some people don't get it.
Right, yeah. And it's like, realistically, being on air, being able to deliver that connection is what matters. And I think especially too, a lot of radio stations aren't live or local anymore. Case in point, you do that show in Allentown. You don't live in Allentown, I mean, you still have a great personality, but like, there's also that element of being able to connect with people, because like, you can go on the air in the morning and say, hey, did you guys see that traffic on I-81 this morning? Or like, how do you like this smoke? It's yellow outside. Like, that's not something that like you can get when somebody lives half a country away and they're not necessarily experiencing what you're experiencing. And there's a lot of that happening. Like, people are, with the ability to transition to a more digital format, people can just send their audio tracks in and it's just plug and play. You don't actually have to even be in the studio and be live anymore. So a lot of stuff isn't live, it's pre-recorded, and a lot of things aren't even local. It's people from out of the area, who are just, who are also going through the motions because they have a million other stations to do the same thing for. Sure. So like, you're burnt out, you're taking on multiple jobs, multiple stations, because you're not just a program director or a promotions director. You're on air here, you're on air there, you're setting up live events here, you're also a salesperson too somehow. So like, there's all these different things, and like, you gotta like you can't like focus on, really crafting a finely tuned show like you could back in the day. When you had somebody dedicated to a specific time slot and a specific.
That's why I had, and Kara knows, I had a couple other stations I was doing, and I couldn't do it anymore because I wasn't me.
Yeah,
it was just rip through it.
It's get it done to get it done.
But the one thing I always kept true was here. This station, 97.9X, I kept it true. Because these are the people that stood by me. And I always say, every year I post something on the anniversary of it or around where it is. I don't know the exact one. But I always post that it's you that I'm here. You're the reason I'm here. Because if I don't move the needle, I'm not here. You're sticking around for something. Yep. And I've been on different times, different this is the longest I've been in a consistent time slot, but they kept on coming for me. That's what she said.
We don't have this sound.
But the one thing that Kid Craddock taught me was that technology could change, different music could change, people make radio. And that's what he told us over and over again. And I'll never forget that. Always, people make radio.
And that, I think, is why, back to your point about podcasts, that's why podcasting has become such a media force, because it's people connecting with people.
Yeah.
On a level that makes sense to them. So, yeah. Mikki, your thoughts?
Zero. I have zero thoughts.
She has nothing to add to
I
that.
am oblivious to life right now.
There's a mosquito
I'm just
flying
listening.
around inside.
She's
that
making
brain.
a list of to-dos for tomorrow. You probably, where were you? Yeah.
Do you feel that like print is kind of in a similar situation though, like kind of the exact same thing, right? Like
almost the exact same thing.
yeah, like they lost the plot, right?
Absolutely, 100%. When I was there, it was now over a decade ago, and they had lost the plot then. So now it's just even worse. It's a sad, sorry state of affairs where a lot of it is almost kind of I don't want to say necessarily lying to the public, but trying to pretend like that they're still running at the full speed that they were, and that behind the scenes it's a skeleton crew, and they're all kind of holding it together with thumbtacks and
Paper clips.
duct tape. Yeah, exactly. Right. So like it's terrible because the people who are really good at it, the people who are really hardcore journalists who have won the awards, have done the time, they've been forced out essentially because, you make too much. You've been here too long, so we're just going to push you out and replace you with somebody who has no clue, who's walking into this, who only has experience maybe writing web content, which is very different from actual real journalism. Right. So when people see these papers falling apart and they're like, why... is it not even written in the correct tone, or why are they missing big chunks, like big facts here, missing parts of the story, not doing their due diligence? That's why, because the people behind the scenes aren't there anymore, and the people who have stuck around are like balancing 20 different jobs. They've now just more has been piled on their desk as they get rid of other departments. They just pile that work onto your desk until it's so high that you just can't do it anymore. And so they try to retire if they can. Right. Sometimes it's not always an option, but like the Scranton Times is a great example. Right up the street here, a lot of people still think the Times building has the Scranton Times in it. It does not. It has not for a long time. The people there working somewhere else, and they sold off the building. Same with the Times Leader. They had to do the same thing years ago, and they forced them all into where they print the actual product in a small little room where we used to make the Weekender. Used to be just our dedicated little office. Now it's the entire Times Leader is just in one little office like they used to. It's amazing how much they've cut down. And in the same time, they haven't really let people know that like we don't really do this anymore, things like that. Like the Weekender, watching that kind of fall, which was terrible for me. It was heartbreaking for me because I loved that place. And I put so much blood, sweat, and tears in every issue, making sure that it was good. And at the time, they were outsourcing all of the jobs. So one by one, the paper was getting worse. And I was like, I don't even know if I want my name on this because there's so many mistakes that are being made that I'm there at like 2 a.m. and the printers are yelling at me, like get the thing out already. And I'm like, no, we're not putting it out until they fix this or they fix that. And I'm talking to people from another state who are just throwing this thing together because they don't know what Scranton or Wilkes-Barre is. They don't care about the Weekender. So they're just slapping the pages together. So there's mistakes all over the place. There's literally headlines on the bottom and pictures on the top. It's like, have you never seen a newspaper in your life? And these are the people that are assembling the paper. It was insane. Like it got so bad there. So like being laid off was tough because it was like there's no other jobs for me to go to at the time that like I could just fall into something else.
But look, Rich, you transitioned into podcasting kind of.
And here's what's super interesting too about that. Like I feel like you will see a pendulum swing I think you're almost starting to see it anyway. I actually saw in some prep this morning, interestingly enough, that people are being asked about social media. And don't get me wrong, social media has its place. I think it's valuable in a way, but people are starting to see it as a chore. They're seeing it as a chore to sign on, to log in, to post. It's like too much to look at. It's all this. It's overwhelming. Yeah. And I feel like those of us that love these traditional old school media types, and you hang on to it, and if we could just hang on, I feel like you will start getting those people back that are like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is easier if I just listen. This is easier if I just pick up the paper. This is easier if I watch local TV.
I'd rather get my misinformation from one source rather than from everybody I know.
That's right.
But people are getting tired, and there's just so much being fed to them. Something was bound to suffer.
Sure.
And I do feel like we'll see a swing, just like you do with fashion, just like you do with a lot of other things. It's just how long can you hold on? That's going to be the hardest part.
Right,
so,
right. And it was tough too, because I was trying to get these people to understand, like, this is the future. Like, I pitched the Weekender podcast, so now we're talking 12 years ago. And they were like, "What's a podcast?"
Yeah.
And why would we do that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I was same with video content. Updating social media in a more relatable way, in a way that people want to see, not just posting the articles every week, but like a little more interaction and things like that. And they're just like, no, you don't do that. You can't do this. This is the way things are. And it's like, well, then, okay, you guys are going to die off like the dinosaurs that you are. And sure enough, within a few years, you saw that decline. Yep. But I'm sure you guys kind of heard the same thing when you're trying to put together a podcast.
When we put our original one together, we had to explain what a podcast was on our episodes.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't get it.
It was amazing, the transition too. Like, I can't even pinpoint exactly when it happened, but it's like I went to sleep one night having to explain to everybody what a podcast is and how it works. And then I woke up the next day and everybody, including my literal sister, had their own podcast. And I'm like, when did this happen?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the thing is, now, I think it's a good thing that everybody got into podcasting, because it got more direction into it. Like, more people had eyes on it. Now the tricky thing is, and I think it's a fun thing, is how do you separate yourself?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you sound better? I think sound quality is a huge part of it that people ignore.
Yes.
That, because people will take these little web mics and start talking about it, and you hear boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And honestly, that deters people.
Yeah.
I think organization. I think on your show, people sometimes just go and just do it, and they have no direction.
Yeah.
That's where it helps that we did radio.
Yeah.
Or do radio.
Yeah.
Like, we know how to address a message that other podcasts can't do.
Yes.
And honestly, there's not many shows like ours out there that do a morning show for the internet.
Yeah. Right.
There's not many out there. We've looked.
Yeah. I mean, there are some who like come close to that, but like because like our podcast is basically a morning show. It's a morning zoo radio show, but in a podcast format. It's the four of us just riffing, talking about whatever, various topics of the day. We do like movie reviews. We play games. Sometimes we just literally, the first segment is usually just us bantering.
Right.
But that's, and we've had people tell us like it feels like I'm hanging out with my friends, which again, that comes back to that connection thing, which is kind of what we like. But there really aren't many podcasts that do that. Like Bad Friends is a similar one. But even that, like, they bring on guests, it ends up being like kind of a long form interview. Like, a lot of podcasts are, no offense, interview formats, you know what I mean? As opposed to like, a group of people, just something that you can literally put on and just kind of listen to and enjoy, as pure entertainment while you're doing other things or whatever.
Right.
But that's, It's interesting how much podcasting suddenly proliferated to the point where everybody has one, and it's like, I think maybe that's part of, like you're saying, like the social media thing. Like, social media is interesting because it was supposed to just be like oh, here, keep up with your family, your friends.
Yeah, right.
And now it's like everybody thinks of themselves as a journalist or as a podcaster. Like my opinion needs to be heard. Yeah, my opinion needs to be heard about everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey everybody, when I went to the store yesterday, sorry didn't post as soon as I got home. Here's my shopping haul.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like, Aunt Lisa, I don't care. You know, why are you doing that?
And then it started becoming dangerous because people think they're experts too.
Yeah.
Like suddenly they're a doctor and they're telling you exactly what to do.
Well, that's the thing. Like when you start a podcast and like you get a couple of people listening to you, or you know, you post on social media and you get more than 3 likes, you're like, oh, I'm popular. You know, people want to hear what I have to say. You know?
I have
like,
a voice.
It's interesting because like I feel like that's both a great thing and a bad thing at the same time.
Right.
You know, like so like you said, like trying to stand out from the crowd is currently like, you know, really the biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm. I also think too, and you guys can please give me your opinion there. When podcasting came out, just like any new technology, and when it starts to catch on, it's like, oh, this will easily replace radio. Radio is dead. In the same way that blogging came along, newspapers are dead, magazines are dead. That's it. Print is dead forever. And it's like, well, I think we kind of live in a world where it has to be a little bit of both, and that one has to kind of influence the other in a certain way. Yeah. Because you have, I could speak on my side of things. When I came into newspapers, they were like, oh, bloggers, they're a bunch of idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. They just put whatever they want up there and that sort of thing. They don't do any research and that sort of thing. They're not like us great journalists who put in all this hard work. And I'm like, yes, but they're also connecting with people in a way that you guys are too old school and hardened to not connect. So maybe you guys need to kind of meet in the middle somewhere, because the bloggers are, of course, yes, they're posting all kinds of things that may or may not be true. And that's in a post-truth world that we're living in now. That is extremely dangerous. And so some of them need that journalism background to understand what journalistic ethics are, to understand they can't just sell out to somebody who's a sponsor or somebody like that who can tell them what to think and how to produce their content and things like that, which are having with a lot of podcasts and things now too, where they're people who used to not be, let's say, compromised, are now very compromised by whoever is bankrolling them and things like that. And they're falling into the same traps that journalism fell into that kind of brought us to there in the first place. So I guess what I'm getting at is, are you seeing kind of a place for both now?
Absolutely, 100%. And just real quick, we are not getting paid anything on our podcast. We make nothing. And when I say nothing,
just waste our time.
So we are not compromised at all. But if you want to compromise us,
we are open to being compromised.
The goal of this is to eventually be monetized and hopefully make some money off of it. But like, I love that you're so proud that like we are broke, we are poor,
but we are not compromised.
Right? Yeah,
no,
true.
but there's a place for both. I mean, you really look at it. They're two different things.
Yeah.
You're comparing apples and carrots at that point. Right. Like, you have...
I'm going to say apples and bananas, because I think they can complement each other. Apples and oranges?
Apples
complement
and carrots
each other?
can.
Apples and grapes?
I hate you.
Can I draw an interesting comparison?
Apples and caramel.
Just because it recently happened. So like when relax.
Sorry.
When
Anyway.
when YouTube came along and suddenly everybody has the ability to like upload videos, you know, whether it's short films or whatever, like, you know, Hollywood, the television industry was like, this is nothing to worry about. But now, just within the last month, one of the most successful movies is Backrooms, which started as a YouTube series by some kid who was 16 years old. And he is now a director who's responsible for a movie that's made hundreds of millions of dollars in profit. So it's like, isn't it interesting that like YouTube, and now the new story is like movies and television shows are now scouring YouTube, looking for viable content. Right. So isn't it interesting that like the layperson is now the thing that Hollywood's going for to try to make money, because everything else in Hollywood is like falling flat. Like people are burnt out at the movies now too. Yeah. So I think it's interesting that like you're saying like there's a room for both, but like kind of like what you're saying, like, oh, if you hang on long enough, maybe things will swing back.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the next generation of, if that swing back happens.
Right.
The next generation of, published investigative reporters or radio people or film creators are going to be people who got their start because they were able to connect with people on a level of like YouTube or podcast or blogging or whatever. So, I mean, it is literally happening, where like one is feeding into the other and they're feeding back in, and it's kind of like a circle of life sort of thing. So yeah, it absolutely, can exist that way. Yeah.
I knew Kara was going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, you brought it up.
Do you want to hold me up? Like
Yeah,
Simba?
like a little baby Simba.
Now, specifically on the Freak Accident podcast, I think there's an art to kind of witty banter and building the right chemistry and stuff. So how did you kind of go about developing that and making it this kind of, it seems like it's just so natural to all you guys.
Honestly, it was because it ended up just being natural. Honestly, well, myself and Crisco, we did that show. It was just natural on 97.9X. We brought it to a podcast. The people we bring on complement the podcast. And we did tryouts for Mikki's spot and then Kara's spot.
We did,
right?
yeah.
And some didn't work out. We did practice shows, and honestly, this just gels. That's what makes it work so well, is there's not much effort in it.
Yeah. It is like just sitting with friends for like an hour and we just get to talk to each other, and then, okay, here, everybody else, be a part of it, like it's... Yeah.
And I want to put the key word is like being friends.
Yeah, it's not actual
Because I
friends.
will not be her friend.
Right. Not actual friends.
Yeah, come on.
Please. I think that's it. I think it's just
natural chemistry. We all complement each other in one way or another.
just lucky, I guess.
Even though I'm very quiet and I listen to most of it, I am also the type of person that knows when to be like, okay, guys, we need to reel it in. You gotta just bring it back a little bit.
Well, you're also a bit of a quiet storm too, though. Like
I am.
usually you deliver some wallops.
It's the sarcasm building up in me.
Yeah, because Kara's an uncontrollable boiling cauldron of witches brew nonsense. Like Lazy E's a wild card, I'm me or whatever, and then we'll be spiraling out of control, and then suddenly Mikki comes in like a freaking a hellfire missle. It just like blows the whole thing up with one of her random interjections, and like the three of us just like, oh yeah, right, she's still here. And they're like, wait, what did you just say? Kind of thing. Like, you do that quite often.
Yeah.
So Mikki is the silent Bob of the group.
Yes. Yeah.
You
Very
wait until that
appropriate.
very important moment, and then you've got something really profound.
The sign on the back of the car.
Exactly. So, and also, being on the same level in terms of sense of humor too, because I think it's hard to find people who get your sense of humor and can play off of that and kind of build on a joke and things like that too. I think humor in itself is very difficult to do. It seems easy. I think comedy is one of those things where everybody thinks they can do it.
Yeah.
I get that with the open mic a lot.
Oh yeah.
There's so many people who come in and say, my friends think I'm funny. I'm the funny guy of the group. So I'm going to get up there and I'm going to do stand-up. And they get up there and they don't realize, oh yeah, I'm not performing for my friends who know me. These are all complete strangers. So I got to come in and impress them with something really clever, really interesting, and they usually are not prepared for that.
Yeah.
And they bomb, and they're like really surprised by it, and I always encourage them, like, you got to come back and try again. Like, don't think that, it's just you, but you have to realize, like, you got to prepare a little bit more. Like, people just kind of get up there and they like think, I'm just going to riff, or I'm just going to whatever,
Right.
It's not as easy as you would think. So I would give you guys a lot of credit because you have such a funny, witty sort of podcast where you can play off each other and that sort of thing.
I think what helps is that like it's the four of us in a room together.
Yeah.
When you do a stand-up routine, you're alone up
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
You're on an island.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
you and the lights and those people looking at you. Like,
Right.
I have for years wanted to try my hand at like stand-up, And it's just like, man, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like if I got up and like that first joke, if it doesn't land and it's just crickets out there, like it's done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to fall apart after
I
that.
would cry.
Right. Yeah. So like, it's easy when it's like us in a room together. Cause like, we are just, we're able to kind of just do our thing. And I think because we play off of each other so well, that's where the listener feels like they're just hanging out with their friends thing comes in, because it's just like it feels like you're in the room with us and we're just having fun talking, and it's like the kind of conversation that you feel like you could happen, if you're sitting with your friends around a fire, or like, you're out to eat together or whatever. It's just that kind of vibe.
And we don't, the key to it also, it's not like we're doing stand-up comedy. We're not forcing the joke where it doesn't need to be.
We literally just take a subject, like, let's talk about this exactly like you would do.
And then if a joke happens, hey, it happens.
Right.
Yeah, and then if it happens bad, they point it out. Like it happens to me quite often. And
oh yeah.
And
what was that apple grape thing before that you were grasping?
Like, every once in a while, I push too hard, and then it's like, okay, stop it. But
And that's the key. If you don't think farts are funny, don't listen to our podcast.
It's just so many farts.
Yeah.
All from Kara.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Thanks.
Honestly, though, my chest, it is making noise tonight. It's weird.
Yeah, we'll call it your chest.
It's right here. It's right here.
Yeah.
It's the beer.
All right, so what goes into maybe producing a typical episode of the show? Well, first of all, I'll say that your sound is great because you guys understand sound. You know how that works. So it actually does sound like an actual radio show, which is great. But you guys do it like right out of your house or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a studio yet. We're working on something. But it's been like in my closet / second bedroom / office / storage space, for a long time. Okay. It's just because like that's where we have the room to do it, But I mean, knowing the sound background makes it easy to produce. You know what I mean? And one thing we don't do, actually, we joke about it all the time, is that we'll fix it in post. Like we say that constantly, which like this is live. Like there's no fixing anything here. Right. Yeah. But like we treat that, because the one thing that in radio, there's something you can do called voice tracking, which is basically like you're pre-recording your show. You would do that sometimes. Like, if you're on your way to a concert or something, you got to go get set up. Like you'll pre-record a couple.
Or if you have to go to the bathroom really bad.
My philosophy whenever I used to voice track was always like, because I've seen people voice track and they'll get something wrong and they stop and they go back and they start over. I'm like, no, like every time I drop that recording, it's live. Like you have to be able to, if you screw up, you have to be able to pivot. So I've kind of have kind of kept that. So like we joke on the show, like, oh, that was terrible. Yeah. Well, we'll fix it in post. Yeah. We never fix anything in post. Like what you get is like the rawest recording. So like literally we sit down, we hit record, and then we just plug in the imaging between segments and we're done.
That is the biggest portion of it, is that we all have to show up.
Yeah.
Well, but we're all adults, we have multiple obligations and things. And,
sure.
Real life gets in the way sometimes, but yeah, it's very, very raw and real, and it's not like overly produced or overly edited or anything like that.
No, it sounds great like radio, but it doesn't feel like that, pre-recorded and like it's because you're recording it Wednesdays and you're just putting it right out Thursdays.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's very little time in there to, even if you wanted to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's no editing out breaths or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I hate podcasts like that. Oh.
We're breathing, you're hearing it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
The one thing also that we do, again, it's very real, very just not edited. And I think when we plan it, like I was kind of explaining before, we spend the whole week adding to like a sheet that we all add to.
Okay. And we have like a Google document that we like load stuff.
And then we sift through the stories to make the best ones and what makes the most sense in that situation. A lot of things that also helped us is we started doing what we call listener actives. We get people to chime in so other people could be part of the show, and stuff like that. And I think that really, really makes our sound and our difference, out there that and another thing is, there's not a week in the year that an episode doesn't come out. every week, and when we have what we call vacation during the end of the year, there's best of episodes.
Oh, okay.
So we literally, you're going to get an episode every week.
Yep.
And I think consistency is key. Because you give them 1 week to forget about you, they'll forget about you.
100%. Yep. And I think that goes for all media, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you constantly have to be updating. I mean, you guys have what, like 500 episodes?
600 plus.
600
yeah.
plus?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and that consistency shows people this is also going to be here to stay, because nobody wants something that like, oh, I'm going to get into this, and then these guys aren't going to update for 6 months.
Right.
And then I'm just, oh, that sucks.
Well, the other cool thing is I'd like to point out is it's not like a serialized podcast where like, oh God, like I need to find the beginning of the season or whatever.
Yes,
like you can
right.
jump in on this week's episode, which dropped today at 2 p.m. You can jump in right on this week's episode, and it's just like turning on your radio.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you don't need to catch up on anything. There's no, well, there is lore. There's lots of lore and there's inside jokes, but like eventually you'll figure that stuff out if you keep listening. You know, like why we say certain things and do certain things. You know, but yeah, there's really no like, oh, well, you know, previously on, like that doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, it's just jump right in. You know, it's fine. You'll get it. You'll figure it out.
Well, you got to reward the loyal people who are listening every week, you know, with those types of things. But you also want to make sure that you're open enough that people are going to come in at any point and be able to listen, because they might, you know, they see, oh, 600 episodes. I'm, you know, they might be intimidated by that.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Right.
you know, if they just listen for a few minutes to realize, oh, okay, this isn't one of those things where I have to know everybody and I have to know all the background.
And the
stuff.
thing is, like, really the first segment is probably the most giving back to the people that listen to us through our trial tribulations. Really, I mean, I went through so much that I just delivered on the air. This is how real we are on this show. I went through my dad's death. I went through dealing with alcoholism, dealing with breaking up with my ex-fiance, finding a new fiance. I collect them. You know, and same thing with everybody else. Our lives are on this.
Yeah, like
So
I talked about like becoming a dad over this past year. You know, Kara has talked about like, you know, her you know, you lost a pet a year or two ago. That was like a real big thing that you were very open about. We are dragging Mikki through her breakup in real time currently. You know, Mikki is single. Look, Mikki. Look, Mickey's single.
Smile.
So we're helping her get back on her.
This is for kids.
He said we were allowed to do it, so
Yeah, this is real, right? We can curse on this,
Yes,
right?
we can.
You can. You have the ability to curse.
Shit! Okay. Whoa! The first F-bomb in a freak accident history. It came from Mikki.
I'm gonna tell you.
I didn't say
I was like, oh!
No, I didn't say
So
it.
let's be clear, guys. On our actual podcast, we don't swear. It is
Yeah,
family
no,
friendly.
we try to keep it like radio stylized in that sense too, you know, like so
Right.
it's kind of like, because I think even when we first started it, we were thinking maybe it'll still end up a radio show one day, you know, and it's like we didn't want to, you know, necessarily spook anybody that would be interested in syndicating the show, thinking like, oh well, they're dropping, you know, all these horrible swear words every other sentence. So like we do keep it, you know, it's the kind of thing where like we said you can plug it in the car even with your kids in the back seat, and like it's not like filthy enough where the
It's
jokes
the same-
aren't going to go over the kids'
Plenty
heads.
of innuendos.
Yeah, like the
Plenty.
jokes will go over the kids' heads, but like the adults will understand what's
head.
going on.
Or
kinda.
Mickey's
Sure.
head for the
It's The
most part,
Simpsons.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
You know, everybody watches The Simpsons, but there was jokes for adults.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
jokes for everybody on
Yeah.
that. Yeah. The obviously you guys have been doing this for over a decade now at this point.
Yeah.
the show.
A little laugh.
What have been maybe some personal highlights for you over that time? So you don't have to pick out maybe specific episodes, but you know, maybe certain things that you know, for you were like, oh, this is why I do this, or this is, you know, like this was a really great moment on the show, or you know, that sort of thing.
Honestly, for me, I think the highlight of the entire run so far, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again, was the live show last year. The first one.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, it was the first one that we did. It was at Mutant Brewing in Scranton. It was really successful. Quite a number of people came out for it, which was cool. But we had a great time. It was great getting out like in front of people, actually like bringing, because you mentioned we do the listener actives, actually being able to bring people up. We had a mic set up right up front, so it's
nice.
Come literally be a part of the
Yeah.
conversation, you know? So that was like really awesome, and just like seeing people there enjoying it in real time was huge. That's something I'm never going to forget, because it was just, that was the thing that made me realize like, wow, like we're doing this, like it isn't just, because it can feel, especially after 8-9 years or whatever it was at that point, like, of us in a room alone together, it could feel like, are we just talking to the walls? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like at that point, like to actually see people come out and get involved and like, want to participate was really, really awesome. So that was the highlight so far. Maybe this next live show will top it. I don't know. We'll see. But that was my favorite so far for sure.
That was mine too. And the fact that we learned a lot from that one, I think this next one's going to be another highlight. That's going to beat it.
Maybe,
because we have more things planned for this show that are going to be very interactive. Also, just our show as well. I don't know if I want to spoil anything that's going to happen there.
No, spoil it.
well.
Yeah.
We are going to have the dating game with Mikki.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
Oh, poor Mikki.
and
know,
and
right?
by her face, you can see she really wants to.
She's
do
so
this.
She
excited
is so
for it.
excited for this.
Yes.
Couldn't
So-
wait.
But she's prepared. She's got her questions
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, we're already ready.
Potential suitors.
After researching what is the dating game, because I didn't watch TV as a kid, I still don't watch TV. I'm like, what is this? What do I do? How do I ask a question?
Da,
I
da,
don't
da,
know.
da, 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 da.
That explains some of your questions. You must have Googled them.
I did.
She asked ChatGPT, what does a normal human
Yeah.
being
What
do
you
in a
normal
date?
people ask. Yeah.
But that's going to happen at the show. We're going to have finish the lyric. We're going to play. We're also going to do our show as well. Like just regular topics and just having a fun time. We have a specific t-shirt, not this one even.
No.
Right, yeah.
That's only going to be sold there. So, and if you've never, just a quick plug on why you should go there. If you think Cigar Pub, you think it's going to be stinky and everything like that, I could smoke a cigar right here and you wouldn't smell it at this place.
Oh, wow.
And their food is phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
they
my
have,
God.
They have a new executive chef, right?
Yeah,
That came this year.
and he is just, it's out of this world food. And it's not the stigma you'd put on a cigar pub.
Yeah.
I will say why the live show was exciting for me. In a similar vein, but a little bit differently, when I took some time off when my pet was sick, and I had been on the show for a while, and I had listeners reaching out to me. I know you haven't been on in a while. We know what's going on. I just want to make sure you're okay. We miss you being part of it. Not that I'm like the one, but just like part of the friend group. You know what I mean? And I think having people genuinely concerned and genuinely like, I don't know, just kind of really being a part of my life that way.
Yeah.
That made me feel like I made something of it too. That was a big moment, or when they'll like every once in a while a listener will send me a meme of something that is like a joke of me, like I nap a lot or I do, whatever. And I'll get like these memes and then they're like, hey, this is you. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And it's like texting with friends. And that also makes me feel like we made it because
Texting with friends, if it was
somebody who
like
doesn't
texting with friends,
answer
you would never
her text.
respond.
it's like getting a text from friends.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
but no,
it's
yeah,
a one-way street.
when you did take your hiatus, though,
Yeah.
I remember you saying that because like it shows you that people care. Like
Yeah.
what we're doing matters to some people, which is neat.
And that was like I said, similar but different, but another moment that made me feel like, yeah, this is it.
Mikki, what's your favorite part of the show? Your favorite
You
thing?
have to say it's on camera.
Do I really? Do I have to answer it? Can I just?
Yeah, no, you have to say
My
something.
favorite part of the show.
Yeah, what's your favorite memory being on the show?
I mean, I think it's always been just being able to show up every week and having a conversation with friends.
Yeah.
Like, it really is.
She said friends.
Again.
You can't take it back.
Yeah, no, it's
on camera.
It's there. Yeah, you got your witnesses.
Always. But no, I think that's the biggest part of it is that you have that built-in
What an answer. Which kid is the favorite? You're all my favorite.
Yeah. I love you all differently but equally.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, she hates us all
Yeah.
equally.
Yet somehow I keep showing up.
I
Yeah.
know.
I told you have to.
Weird.
Yeah. It's in your contract.
I'm on a leash.
Obviously, you guys are covering a lot of entertainment and pop culture topics and things like that. So when you have those moments when you are getting a little bit more personal and kind of sharing parts of your life and stuff like that, has that also come natural to you, or is that something where it's like, all right, big gulp here, I'm going to do this, and was it more difficult to kind of share those things with the public and have that, put those things out there? Because not everybody can do that or feel comfortable doing that.
Honestly, after I shared about me struggling with alcohol, that was a big... Once I let that go, it was fine. Mm-hmm. I didn't care. Because that was it.
Yeah.
That was really... Because that's... Admitting I can't control something was hard for me. But that... Once I let that go, I was like, okay. Now it's just... Nothing can make me more scared than that moment.
Same. I mean, I tend to be like goofy, a little lighthearted on the show, occasionally serious, but I feel like more I'm on my, side when I'm on the show. So
That's you, though.
Yeah. So to do something very, very serious, and especially something that was really, really hard for me. I mean, hard enough that I, didn't come to the show. I didn't leave. I barely went to work. It was very, very difficult for me. And to come back and talk about it, I mean, I had to write notes. But it was important to share it, I think, because, I talked about him a lot. Yeah. I know. And if you've ever lost a pet, like, and he was really just such a big part of my life. And it was really, really hard, but I think you guys made it comfortable. It wasn't like sharing my story with
Strangers,
everyone.
yeah.
It was like sharing my story with people that I talk to all the time, and they want to know what's up. And I would tell any friend the same story. So it did make it easier. Their reactions in the room, the studio, made it easier. So as difficult as it also was something you could get through.
I think it just comes back to that thing, like we're real. Like what you're getting on the show isn't a character, it's just us, and so with that said, yeah, of course it's easy to talk about what we have going on in our lives and that sort of thing, because it's us.
Yeah.
And when we know something's hard to talk about, sometimes we'll ease it with, like, do I bring up the moment when my dad died? What you said?
What did I say?
So, you're going to hear this for the first time. I was ready to read what I wrote because I did the eulogy. I was going to read that on the podcast. And I did. But he knew I was shaky about it. But he said, oh, what went on this week? Oh, yeah, Lazy's dad died.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And I, literally, everything broke. There was nothing that could bother me at that point.
Right.
So I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, not that my dad died. That was a big deal.
No, right, yeah.
Just an icebreaker.
Just
It
rip
was
the
an
Band-Aid
icebreaker,
off, man.
Yeah. So,
Sorry,
That-
buddy.
yeah, no, it doesn't hurt at all. I just
He
stand
doesn't think about it every night before he goes to bed.
I stand in the rain to hide my tears.
I'm sure, though, it's helped that you guys have been able to get to know each other through the show, too, where you can take that in a lighthearted way.
Yeah.
Versus somebody else coming in who you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I would
joke
punch
about
somebody
that,
in
you'd
the
be like,
face, yeah.
Screw you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's one of those things we developed, we know what we could say around each other.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying we're all thick-skinned, but we're not soft on the fact that we know that these punches aren't real. We say them in jest. I'm not saying.
Like, when we mock Kara for having a Tyrannosaurus head, it's it's out of love. It's out of love. But we're going to start now, even though we didn't begin it. We're going to keep it going.
And even when we say she's old as dirt, I mean,
That we
she
know.
understands that we're just joking.
It doesn't hurt at all. It's fine.
Or like I make fun of you for having diabetes, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all love. It's all love, right?
No, it doesn't hurt at all. I love doing this podcast.
Mickey, you're a bitch.
We know. Nikki, we don't make fun of too much because we're all afraid of her.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
No. She's a witch,
Mickey's
but
perfect.
minus the W. And adding a B.
Well, we're talking about recent episodes. Mikki, with your relationship issues, and sharing that,
Yeah, Mickey.
putting that all out there. That's especially as the silent Bob of the group. It's got to be. That has to be coming from a different place, or
I look because as much as I'm not public, I am public, and there was a big portion of my life that I was very public. I had a lot of followers. I got rid of those social media pages, but a lot of them came back and followed me again, so they knew the intricacies of my personal life. And he was also part of other businesses. Like so I was like, I just have to put it out there.
Yeah.
So I have said my piece. It made me feel better because I was like, okay, I'm living in reality. I'm not in a fantasy land about this. I'm understanding and accepting what happened. And I feel like a lot of people need that too, because, you don't always have that understanding of like what is happening right now. And especially after 15 years, it plays with your head. It really does. And you're just kind of like, now, how do I rebuild? Like, how do I, so that helped me give me
With the
direction.
dating game at the live show.
Would you say that it's safe to say that you're kind of using, your music and the podcast as a bit of a coping mechanism to sort of work through your stuff?
Like, and we were talking about this, Rich, before we got into videoing. Is Rich did our first interview with my old band?
Wow,
so
okay.
that was The Weekender.
Yeah, wow.
But even back then, a lot of the songs that I wrote about were previous relationships, and not necessarily all.
Okay, Taylor Swift.
But they were. But taken from the sense of you have to have something relatable in your material.
Yes.
And the reason people liked the songs, a lot of the lyrics, people would always comment, what are your lyrics about? What do they mean? What are they? Because I really relate to this sentence here. Mm-hmm. And I would explain it to them because it wasn't all just about like boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Sometimes it was family, sometimes it was friends, but I have to get it out on paper because it just feels better.
She's a true artist too, because like the moment this happened, like she went into this flurry of creativity. So she started creating and interacting, and like we even said the other night, I don't know if that was on mic or not, but I've had multiple people come up to me specifically in the last few weeks and say, Mikki seems like a lot more animated these days, and it's like, she's working through her stuff, but it's happening in real time, and it's like, but like in the true spirit of an artist, you're using the creative
Absolutely.
outlets also as an emotional outlet too.
Yeah.
But like I think I had been working towards that for a while, simply because TikTok, because I found TikTok through the business because you have to promote your business.
Sure.
And then when I was learning it, I was like, you can do duets on here. And I had been out of music for like 7 years at that point. And I'm like, I could get back into singing. So I started doing that, but it wasn't on my other social medias. So it was hysterical when everybody's like, oh, you're back into music. I'm like, I've been on TikTok for 4 years doing this. I'm like, we're repeating the cycle, which is fine, but it was a nice release for me. And I always wanted to get back to that point. But it really, with the business, it was more important for me to give back to the community. That's always where my head is at. Like, what can I do for the community space?
Yeah.
So then I get to work on my little stuff on the side.
We should talk a little bit about that too. I remember you were doing a Keystone Rampworks.
Yep.
And that was kind of like a skate park and also
Skate
kind of a
park,
music venue.
coffee house.
Call it by its Christian name. It's Beans and Bumps.
Yeah, beans and bumps. I knew you wouldn't say it. And
I know.
would say
I
it
can
so
feel you
bad.
guys laughing on the together.
Could you tell us a little bit about that and kind of the impact that you had on that community there?
So it was kind of an interesting turn. So when I moved to Pennsylvania, one of my goals was to open a coffee house and live music venue. What?
I don't know.
I'm
He
not gonna
started
say it.
Say it.
I'm not gonna say
Just
it.
say it.
Do it or all
Yeah.
the bad.
It made a major impact when she slammed the doors closed one final time.
Oh no!
So goal was when I moved out here, because we have tons of them in Massachusetts, it was like my getaway as a kid to go out to, they were all age venues. I could go out any weekend I wanted to and go see, local bands, bigger acts, it was always available. And then I moved here, and my mom had been living here at the time. She worked for a children and youth advocate, and she would always say to me, like, the kids need stuff to do around here. Like, we're having a hard time finding things for them to do. Yeah. And I'm like, well, this will be perfect here then. You do the coffee house, the parents can come hang out. They can have, it'll be like, we have Pearl Street up in Northampton, Mass. And we have in Cambridge, there were a couple places that were all age venues that parents and kids would hang out. So that was my initial first step coming into Pennsylvania, was that's what I'm going to build. And then my ex now, he was a BMX rider. And when I really started getting to that point where I'm like, okay, we are actually doing this, he's like, what about a skate park? And I'm like, I don't know anything about skate parks. So then I had to spend a year traveling to all of these. I'm not again, I am always open to opportunities. If I see that there is value in it, and especially when it comes to kids and community spaces, I'm going to take that step and see what happens. I'm willing to take that risk. So we spent a year, and I went around learning about public skate parks, private skate parks, insurance policies, because that was always the big thing. Oh, you can't have a skate park because of insurance. And I'm like, that's a big fat lie. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So, I mean, they had, the city had been telling them that for years. And then when you actually do the research and you learn about it, you're like, that's actually not the problem. Yeah. It's just not cost effective for a lot of cities. But, we really just a lot of guerrilla marketing, grassroots, getting it out there. And I think the biggest hurdle that we had to overcome, this area in particular, very much was like, I don't trust that you're actually going to do what you say you're going to do. So a lot of it was just putting a foot forward. And sometimes you take 3 steps back, and then we finally got there. Yeah. We were good for our first, 3.5 years. And then COVID happened. And it was, when you build a business plan and you're going, okay, we have planned for X, Y, Z, and this could be a problem and that could be a problem. There was nothing, and I said it to my customers. I'm like, listen, there was nothing in this business plan about plague. Plague shut us down.
Hey, none of you can be within 6 feet of each other now.
Right. And that was a killer too, because the skate park by itself, there was zero reason why we couldn't have been open. Yeah. Because there was so much space. It was 20,000 square feet. There, you could have had 10 kids in there riding and doing something. Because I was at Home Depot every other day with a pile of people. Right. And I'm like, this is okay, but I can't have my business open. I'm like, got it. Yep. So it was a lot of work, and and I'm still doing a lot of that work now. I am the director of operations at the Dome Sportsplex, which used to be the Wyoming Valley Sports Dome. That is where Keystone Rampworks originated. We are building back up to that. We're trying to make that whole property a community space, not just sports-based. Oh, wow. So we are hoping to bring back the skate park, bring back all of these other avenues for kids and families to be a part of. It's just, again, all of the work and putting a foot forward.
Yep. And fitting all that into a marshmallow.
We're gonna have more marshmallows. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
That is the plan. Yeah, we need to fix the first marshmallow, and then we're gonna work on other marshmallows.
It's got a hole in it. It's slowly deflating.
So what you're saying is you're going to be making s'more?
Yes, s'mores.
See, Kara, that's how you do a pun. And not grape apple or whatever.
Whatever.
Insert CSI sting.
So the picking the topics on the show that you guys do, how do you pick the right topic, and are there any topics that you maybe try to avoid that you don't really want to put on, that don't really fit what you guys do?
Religion and politics, probably.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're gonna be wrong to somebody 100%, 100% of the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Politicrisco over here.
We've made that mistake before. You know what I mean? Like we get a little bit too political at times. I get too political.
Thank you.
It's mostly because I tend to be like a political anarchist, in a lot of ways. Like I don't have an affiliation necessarily. I'm not even going to get into it. See, it's already
Yeah. Stop.
no, religion and politics. Yeah, no, none of that. And then we try to keep it lighthearted. So the stuff that we talk about, we try to talk about more fun things. You know what I mean, or things that are like more rooted in entertainment or just like
Bizarre,
weird stuff. Occasionally we'll talk about something serious if something like major happens. Like we've done that before, just because it's kind of one of those things like, well, like people come to us, and again, it's sort of like we try to maybe position ourselves as sort of a source for news in a certain sense too. So it's like, if you and your friends are talking about this, we should probably be talking about it too, so we have broached subjects like that. We don't necessarily avoid anything out of pocket, but we have things where we're a little bit more like, do we need to talk about this? Because there have been plenty of times where like there'll be something where we'll be like, what more needs to be said here? Do we need to like bog down a whole segment of the show just to talk about this kind of thing? Or can we pivot to something more interesting or more fun?
And I always viewed our show as the break from reality. There's enough bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we could bring some laughter into it, No matter what the story is. I don't care if someone dies, we'll make a joke.
Yeah, we've done that
So the
before.
joke now, Kara has to pee. So.
Is that okay?
Oh, it's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
go right ahead.
live.
Excuse me.
Kara, don't worry, we'll fix it in post.
You know where the restroom is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really made it.
Did that help?
Did that help?
Unbelievable.
It's even funnier because we have a ceiling camera.
Oh, please tell me you guys. You idiot!
No, don't apologize.
No, you
That's
did
perfect.
exactly what you needed to do, Robin. Great job.
Yes.
That is a sign of a good producer. Right
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh man.
Unreal.
Send us that video.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
100%,
yes.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah,
Hamster Kara.
if we ever have a video component with like a musical intro like you do, it's going to be her crawling across the floor. It's going to be
Say waiting.
You could add some explosions on
Yeah,
the side,
yeah.
like she's going to a war field of
Yeah.
some kind. Like,
There's
yeah,
so many
I'll see what I can do in After Effects.
Oh man, Kara.
All right. So also, I guess because I like to always kind of dedicate at least part of every podcast to the people who are listening who maybe want to learn more about this sort of thing. So what advice could you offer for people who want to get into podcasting and maybe also like finding and kind of building an audience?
I think the important thing is, like we said, try to be real. People can pick out fake. People can pick out fake. Don't do the thing about editing out breath. I know we were joking about it before,
Yeah.
but so many people do that. And I tried listening to somebody's podcast that took out a breath. I had to turn it off. It sounded like a machine.
Yeah, you're just a
Right.
robot talking at that point.
Especially now with so much AI stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to blend in with that. People are going to accuse you of using AI instead of using your real voice.
Exactly. I'd say just even when you think, like in the early stages, I'm not getting anybody downloading, keep pushing. You know?
Just walk through like a normal human being. It's fine.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do some kind of weird crab walk. That's
I thought that was going to be helpful because, all right, I'm good to go now. We got some time. Sorry, I just.
Go ahead, continue.
No, that's really all I had.
You were not the first nor the last
Oh,
to have
all
to
right.
go during the show, especially because, if you're having
I did, yeah, and
a beverage or two, yeah.
So apologies.
I would add in.
Myself, you're good.
Okay, thank you.
I would add in. And this might sound counterintuitive, but like make sure that what you want to do. Because here's the thing, like, really, there's a ton of people with podcasts, right? Like, in fact, like, I
So
once,
many.
Yeah, like really, like I remember the one time I was watching MST3K did a reunion show a couple of years back, and one of the guys at the press junket was like, I met somebody the other day who didn't have a podcast. And it's like, that was like, I really popped hard for that because I'm like, wow, like how true that is, you know?
Right.
But like, it's kind of like what I would say is much in the same way we were talking about earlier with social media, like everybody thinks that they're a journalist or a blogger or like your opinion. Does it? Do you, and I don't mean this as like a dickish kind of thing, but like, do you actually have something to say and something to contribute? Do you have an actual level of expertise in a given niche? Because like a lot of podcasts, you know, find your niche, right? Like he's actually given advice to the youths. He's done like he's actually gone to some colleges locally and talked to kids in media classes.
I gave advice to the youth.
Yeah, he did. He gave advice. But like, you know, the thing is like you may want to start a podcast. Like that doesn't necessarily mean you have to. And doesn't necessarily mean that there's something there to be said necessarily. So like if you're going to start one, make sure you know what your idea is and make sure that it makes sense for you. Because like, for example, like you wouldn't, like let's say you're somebody who really loves the ocean. Like, you know, oh, like you're just really into sea life and like, you know, you watch all kinds of ocean documentaries and things like that. And it's like, you've watched, you know, Titanic 52 times or whatever. It's like, whatever. It's like, that doesn't necessarily mean that like you're an expert in that field. So like you could start a podcast and just be like, you guys, I just love manatees so much. So like, you know, can we just talk about how amazing manatees are? And it's like, okay, like that's cool. But like, that might work with your friends, but like in a broader sense, like what are you actually contributing? Does that make sense?
What's your different perspective? I mean,
find a thing that what I'm saying is find the thing that you're uniquely good at saying. If you're dead set on starting a podcast, find the thing that is unique, that you are uniquely qualified to talk about. And it's not like people just want to start podcasts about the things that they enjoy. And it's like, okay, fine, but like,
what you have to find what people would.
Yeah, if you're not like going back to the ocean thing, like if you're not like a marine biologist by college degree or something, or like you've never.
That was a good joke.
Yeah, right.
Hoorah!
You've never like been on a charter or something, or you've never like worked in the scientific field or something like that.
Right.
You know, you have no connections in the marine biology, you know, universe. You're just like talking about it because you like it so much. It's probably not going to be successful.
Yeah,
you know?
I think what's important is that you need to, like I said, your unique perspective.
Right.
There are how many true crime podcasts?
Right. Yeah.
Everybody loves it. They think it's fun. You know, we all enjoy it. But what is your perspective that makes your podcast different from this one and makes me want to listen to yours because it is different from this other one?
Or like how many podcasts are like two dudes who are going to review the latest craft beer, you know? It's like we've got the beer drinking podcast, you know? So yeah, that's never been done before. Or like we're starting a sports podcast, you know? We're going to talk about sports, and it's like, okay,
which
like
is fine if your perspective isn't what someone
is unique.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
You know, so you have to find what you like and your like specific niche of why, you know, that's going to make a difference.
What makes you different?
Yeah. What makes you different makes you beautiful. It's One Direction.
You see, this is why you can't.
I think it's One Direction.
She takes a pee and she's filled back with this stuff.
Let me crack another one open. What? Go ahead. Continue talking. You don't have to stop because I'm looking. Go ahead.
No, we're stopping
Wait.
because you're talking.
We have many different fun flavors.
So many options. So much room for activities. You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Step Brothers.
Thank you.
No.
See?
Help me.
Why don't you?
What?
Why don't you ask if we know about what you're talking about when you bring up obscure stuff? You brought up the most quotable quote.
Well, you know.
But then you'll say, "That's true, Bill," and be like, "You know what I'm talking about?"
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Do
I
you
just
know
know
if you were to say something and I would say, "That's true, Bill"? Would you know what I'm talking about?
No. I'll answer.
It's a very old reference, though.
Of course.
We actually play a game on the podcast sometimes. It's called "What is Kara Talking About?" Because she literally comes off with stuff like this, and we have to it's like being an Egyptologist. Like,
Yeah.
we're trying to decipher hieroglyphics here sometimes.
There was a game show a long time ago where they would.
Oh my
the
God,
guy,
Priscilla.
the host name
I gotta
was
go
Bill.
to the bathroom.
You're welcome. I gave him space. The guy's name was Bill, and the people on the game show would answer if the answer was true or false. And when they would say it's true, they'd be like, "That's true, Bill." And it was like a big sound clip from back in the day. It was a whole big thing.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, whenever we would say something, my dad would be like, "That's true, Bill." And now I just also say it. 'Cause apparently, when you hit a certain age, you just repeat what your parents say.
I fall into the same thing because with my generation grew up with I'm 42, so they're we're into SNL and things like that. I didn't watch any of that stuff. My parents love Monty Python.
Okay.
And Kids in the Hall, and
Kids in the Hall, yeah.
the weirder stuff or the older stuff, like Monty Python wasn't even on at the time. Like they had VHS tapes of the stuff, or at one point AMC, I believe, was playing them really late at night and stuff. So me and my mom would stay up and watch them and stuff. So I get all the references and everything like that. So like that was my point of reference, and that was my sense of humor. And then like every kid that I met was like just did not understand.
No, your
that
quotes,
at all.
yeah, didn't know them
did
at all.
not get that at all.
So you'd get if I went, I'm gonna dip my balls in it.
Right.
Yeah. See, we get this. This is good.
Any other quotes you want to throw out there while
No,
we're
that's
doing this?
it.
All right. Just checking.
God, way to make it awkward.
Well, I was just checking. Just want to give you a space for it.
Well, I figured before we wrap up, we should maybe, if they haven't already gotten a sample of what the show is like, which I think they certainly have. I figured maybe we should bring up some, non-controversial topics that no one argues about on the internet.
Iraq.
Oh, yeah, right? Oh, my gosh.
Whoa!
What are your thoughts on the current state of Christianity? No.
You took such a deep breath.
No, so my world is Marvel, Star Wars, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, as you can see, with stuff around the room and that sort of thing. So, and since my wife, I start bringing it up and kind of her eyes roll back and she just kind of zones out somewhere. I think she's learned meditation actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. Whatever you say. I'm just going off into the astral plane where you go on and on about the new X-Men cartoon, So I don't. So it seems like a lot of people recently are not too thrilled about Marvel or Star Wars in pop culture at the moment and stuff like that. So I guess maybe I'd give you an opportunity to give your opinion on that, and if you want to riff all on that kind of stuff, where the MCU is at, where it's kind of Star Wars.
I'll tell you what it is. It's too much.
We talking about Star Wars?
You'll love
We're talking about
this.
Star Wars and MCU.
Ooh, okay.
No, but I think the problem is there's too much.
Yes.
We're being force-fed too much of it.
Yeah.
And I think also, don't make me do homework to see the movie. Meaning, I shouldn't have to watch a series on TV to understand what happened in this movie.
Yes.
How did we get on this topic?
He just brought it up.
Oh, okay.
You were in the bathroom.
So,
all right.
so
He
I
wants
was
to see how
telling
the show
them, I
goes.
want
Yeah,
to
like
give you
just
guys a
riff.
chance to kind of riff like
Like
you
how
would
would we
on
talk
your,
about it?
your own podcast.
But you know what I mean? Like
on
it's,
a pop
it's
culture
just too
topic.
much.
Well, yeah, it's way too much. They should have taken a break after Endgame. They should have
Yes.
broke for like 10 years, honestly, to let like hype build back up.
Well, because that was a good ending.
Right.
Well, it was, yeah.
And that would have kept people interested.
Well, I don't know if it was good. I
You're
got
not
opinions
good.
on the matter, but like, yeah, they should have taken a break on it. I mean, the fact that they just kept going and trying, like, without a plan too. Like, it was very, there was very clearly a plan during Phase 1 or whatever it was, like leading up to Thanos, and then, like, after that, it was just like, what are we gonna do now? There was like the Darkhold for a second, and then there was the multiverse. Forgot about that. And then Kang, that dude did some stuff. So it's like, no, we can't just recast the guy. We've got to like just completely pivot for some reason.
And do you know what another thing is? They don't let bad guys breathe. Like they just kill them off.
Yes.
Star Wars, Smog.
Right.
You thought he was going to be the next big thing.
Smog?
Was that his name?
That's the name of the dragon in The Hobbit.
I've never seen The Hobbit. That's the weirdest thing.
Snoke. Is that what you're
Snoke,
talking
that's
about?
what I'm saying.
Snoke. Well, I mean,
But-
Star Wars didn't have a plan either.
I know what you meant, but yes.
But you know what I mean? Like they just
know any of
they
them.
just
He's got smoke on the mind.
Yeah,
it's
from
very
outside,
hazy
yeah.
outside.
No. But they just killed them off. Same thing with tons of bad guys in Spider-Man when they first started out.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just one after another, and one movie done.
Yeah.
And it was like, how can I be scared of this guy if it just took one movie?
Yeah,
Make it a
him, like,
reason.
Scary.
Yeah.
Well, Star Wars too. Like, how do you not have a plan? Like in that case, like they didn't
That
have a
drove
plan
me
even
insane.
from the start. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, just bring in J.J. Abrams to make a million, little. Oh, there's a bunch of mysteries. Aren't
Don't
you
get me
intrigued?
started on J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
He ruined my childhood. That was his whole
How many people
job.
have ruined your childhood at this point? It's him. It's Michael Bay. He's got,
Michael
like,
Bay
20
too.
years.
Oh my God.
Wait, is Michael Bay the Batman guy?
No, he's the guy who ruined Ninja Turtles. He ruined
Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Like their job in Hollywood was to say, "Hey, Lazy E, here's your balls." Boom. Like, good God.
Yeah.
That's actually what they said on the One Press tour. I saw them talking about that, and I was like, "That's weird." They brought up Lazy E.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf said that.
Yeah.
on,
And then
on the
you
red
had-
carpet for.
Yo, yeah.
Revenge
What
of the
happened to
Fallen.
that guy? Shia LaBeouf.
What
Like-
didn't happen to that guy?
I know.
Yeah, what do you
It's so
think?
sad because he was so cute on Even Stevens,
I agree.
and then he was fun on like Holes.
That's what she said.
Come
on,
I'm
you're-
tired of this, Grandpa.
But then
He was fun on Holes.
Yeah, and then he was on that spy movie with that robot arm, that lady.
Oh my God.
with
here
the
we
fake
go.
eye. What? You know what movie it is. It's a town, and the eye follows you
This
all
is
around.
what
this...
is Kara talking about live.
Disturbia?
Yeah.
Was it Disturbia?
Oh, is that it? Yeah, and they like...
She doesn't even know.
I think that's what it was.
That one movie
I
with
think
the
it was-
town. Oh yeah, right. I've never seen one of those before.
Or Eagle Eye. Or was it Eagle Eye?
I don't
It
know.
was Shia LaBeouf, not in Eagle Eye. Maybe it was Disturbia. They were the same time period, maybe. Oh my God.
Mickey, kill me.
Do we have duct tape?
Yeah, that. Oh, speaking of what happened to who though?
Whatever.
Did you see what's been going on with James Franco?
Yeah, what's up with that guy?
What's been happening?
Well, I mean,
lately?
isn't he's a sex pest too? Isn't he? Didn't
He
do
is, unfortunately.
some stuff? Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, well, it's very clearly this is his attempt to get back into the spotlight. He released footage of an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He released it on TikTok. He's been talking about this for weeks. He's like, I've got proof of alien life. I'm being watched, and I can't reveal it yet. And so the other day, he opens a laptop on TikTok and plays footage of what is very clearly a man, probably Seth Rogen, climbing around, crawling around in his backyard with a mask on, and he's
Incredible.
dead serious. Like,
Well, he's an actor.
here's the proof. And I'm like,
This
wow.
is what happens when you hang out with Seth Rogen and all the drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what happens. Shia LaBeouf. He just did a lot of drugs, and eventually it melted. Remember those commercials?
Was he
with the
friends
egg?
with Seth Rogen?
I don't know. He just messed up.
Seth Rogen's the key to all of this.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's the key to the
Seth
universe.
Rogen ruined Marvel. He ruined
Yeah.
Star Wars,
Yep.
and he's ruined multiple actors' careers, and he's made them sex pests too. Apparently,
Yeah.
Well,
Seth Rogen.
he did
Damn
make
it.
Invincible good. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Invincible's great.
How did you know? How can you even see it?
What? It's
Invincible.
invincible.
Invincible,
Not
not
invisible.
invisible.
Oh, I thought he said invisible. Damn it, that was a good joke too.
We're falling apart. It's fine. Here's new.
Shut up. You have gray hair.
I do.
That's all I got.
Thanks. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
He went with it.
well, because he felt bad.
No, wait, Mickey, did you even see any of the new Star Wars movies?
God, no.
Have you seen any of the prequels? Have you seen any of the originals?
Have you seen a movie?
What?
I saw the ride.
I'm
at
pretty
Disney.
sure I saw them in the 90s.
that count?
Okay. Did you see any of the Marvel movies?
Wait, is Marvel which ones? Spider-Man?
That's like Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk, the Avengers, Thor.
Okay, Spider-Man. I saw the one
Ant-Man.
with the Green Goblin. And Upside Down Kiss.
Honestly,
The
that-
one with the Green Goblin.
And the Upside Down Kiss.
All right, that was the
Tobey
first
Maguire.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost said Toby Keith.
Tobey, R.I.P. legend.
I've got webs in low places.
You know.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god.
was that song he did about 9/11?
Oh, he just every one of his songs was about that.
Didn't he do one about 9/11? He was like
Tobey Maguire?
Toby Keith.
yeah, Tobey
We're talking
Maguire.
about Marvel
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, Toby Maguire's famous singing career.
Is Batman in any of those universes?
That's DC.
That's DC.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
all right. Just checking.
Hey, we got a teaser trailer for the Batman 2 finally too.
Yeah.
Coming out in another 2
I was
years.
gonna say that they delayed
When
it again.
Yeah, when they have to reboot it again.
You know what's crazy? Robert Pattinson is now as old as Ben Affleck was when he was cast as angry, grizzled old Batman in
my God.
Batman v Superman. And he's still supposed to be playing Batman in like the early part of his career.
Right.
I'm gonna be Batman one year.
She's got it down, Pat. That's her.
Yeah.
That's her.
That's
best,
my Batman impression.
That's her best impression.
You know what?
so
You
far.
want to hear a great impression? Do your Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do it.
All right, give me. What is he talking about?
No, just your normal one. This
Yeah.
is the first time she ever did it.
What
for
does
us.
Arnold talk about, Kara? Lifting weights, being
Yeah.
the Terminator.
All right. All right. I'm here, and I'm the Schwarzenegger, and I'm lifting the weights, and what?
Why
No.
does he snort?
Yeah,
He does snort!
He does not snort.
Yes, he
He's
does.
not a pig.
He snorts when he breathes in sometimes.
And the first time she did the impression it was exactly
It was
that.
more like
and then,
Donald Trump.
And then she goes, "Oh, you're fired."
You're fired.
And I'm like, "How's that Arnold Schwarzenegger?"
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonating Donald Trump.
we were. I remember this segment. We were talking about how companies were going to start using AI to fire people.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
And we were like, well, what happens when Skynet fires somebody? Like, how does the Terminator fire somebody? And she goes,
And I said, "Oh,
you're fired.
fired."
Right? She's like, that's what he used to say, right? We're like, no, that was Trump on The Apprentice would say you're fired. He's never said you're fired.
I mean, he may have said it,
Yeah, maybe, but like,
but not in the movie.
and he doesn't snort.
He definitely has
No,
that.
I know what that is. She's trying to do the, like the Arnold noise,
Right,
but he
right.
doesn't snort when he does it.
He sort of snorts.
No, he doesn't.
He sort of does.
This is what we have to.
I'm really good at impressions.
But you got the
They're so
Batman
cool.
one
Obvious.
down.
Batman.
Yeah, right. That's all he says too.
Yeah,
Right?
he doesn't say anything else.
He's a Pokemon. He
Yeah.
can only say his name when he's out there fighting crime. He's just punching people like
Yeah.
Batman. Like that's all. That's all he knows how to say. Yeah. Batman. Yeah. Great job.
We're the
Perfect.
20s guy. I'm good at the 20s guy. Some
That's-
newspapers. I can sell your weekenders.
There you
For
go.
sale, for
Yeah,
me.
there we go.
See? You'd buy it. 20 cents over here.
Why did your voice turn into Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Buy your newspaper.
For sale. For sale. For sale. For sale. Oh,
Stop it.
Was it deeper? I can't remember.
don't know.
But if you ever need anybody for any of that kind of work, I'm open to
Yeah,
it.
she's a voice actor. Don't forget.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
forget.
She's accomplished.
I specialize in those impressions.
Yeah.
Well, and the problem
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
is that NEPA Scene is a very serious podcast
Clearly,
where we
right.
don't really joke or like
No. Yeah.
Keep it serious.
Ever. Yeah.
yeah. We take our journalism very
Right.
seriously. We only do serious interviews with
course.
serious people.
Of course. Yeah.
You know,
Of course.
Yeah. So
Very
I
clear.
feel like
yeah,
I'm
we I don't know
levitating.
about that.
Magneto is I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. I said Magneto is a villain. He's a great villain because you kind of his ethics suck. His
Yes.
methods suck, but I get it.
Right.
You know, like,
Yeah, you
I
can't
get
disagree
it, man.
with the guy.
Yeah.
Humanity's terrible. Oh yeah, you were a Holocaust survivor
Right.
from World War II. Yeah, I could kind of see your perspective on that.
Yeah, like his perspective on like wanting to mutants to not be dealt with in like but with racism and fear and that sort of thing. It's like, yeah, man, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe don't kill everyone, but,
Right,
like,
yeah.
but I get the angst. It makes sense. You know, it's
Just
all-
dial it back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, dial it back a little bit. But Xavier sucks, though. We all agree that, right? Charles Xavier, Mickey.
Why do you look at me for these things? You know I don't watch TV and
Have you
movies.
ever seen an episode of the X-Men animated series?
God, no.
Da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na, right? So what are you looking at me for?
Because I'm picturing Captain Planet when you said X-Men for some reason. When our powers combined.
Yeah, man, we really didn't take any lessons away from that, did we? Captain Planet thing.
Oh, no.
Teaching us how, don't pollute and destroy the planet. the world's on fire outside right now. We definitely didn't listen to Captain Planet.
Yeah, and Mickey's just mad because it's not menthol.
I don't smoke menthol.
What do
No, it was just funny.
What do you smoke?
Just regular cigarettes.
Regular poison.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So this is
And the
your dream world.
harshest cigarettes
Dream
you can
world.
figure out.
Yeah, she's in her Barbie house right now with this outside.
Yeah.
Her dream house.
Yeah. Yeah. So Captain Planet though, huh? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
in the X-Men. Totally.
I don't know.
That
He
explains
looks
that
like he
look
would
he
be
gave me.
an X-Man, doesn't he? He's like blue. Wasn't he blue?
You know, there are a lot of blue X-Men, so I
Yeah,
I
right?
could see that.
True, yeah, there are.
See?
I could
I
see
don't
One of
even
the
know.
costumes were blue too.
Maybe they were sad.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
If I had to work for Xavier, I'd be sad too. So. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny too because the comics have made him even worse. He's like practically a villain at this point. He's just done so many bad things
Professor
to people.
X is?
Yeah.
That's
They've just
hysterical.
well, the comics. It's funny because it's like a soap opera where soap operas just go on forever. So these characters that will just go on for decades, and then
yeah.
they've just done so many things. It's like, how am I even supposed to like this character anymore? Because you've made them do so many bad things that, like, are they really the hero of the story anymore? And they've done that with a lot of the comics, where it's like they've made so many mistakes, they've done so many things.
Xavier's always kind of sucked, though, in my opinion. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna give these children a better life at my private school. Oh no, Juggernaut just threw him through a building. It's not a bright future for anybody. I'm going to draft you, child, into my army.
Yeah,
That's
in a
gonna-
private army,
Right?
essentially.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like, what
yeah.
a
yeah, it
sicko.
kind of sounds like a little bit of Epstein-ish. Like an Epstein Island type thing.
I'm just saying.
Come on, kids. I'll make it better.
Yeah, parents sending their kids for a better life at Xavier's school, and they end up getting freaking fried in a Brotherhood of Mutants attack. Like, yeah, great, thanks, awesome. Getting tranked by the government, having to run through walls.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've never seen an X-Men movie either.
I might have. Is Wolverine? An
You brought up the
X-Men?
wrong
Yes,
stuff. Like, the nerd
Okay.
stuff is me and him mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kara has seen movies, but it's like Hallmark movies.
Oh,
Okay.
I love a good Hallmark movie.
Yeah, and then Mikki, even though she worked in film,
Yeah.
hates movies. It just doesn't enjoy
Hates
I
it.
just
Movies,
don't
TV.
have time to sit down and watch them.
It's
Like, even the
relaxing.
stuff that I have watched, I'm usually on my computer working, doing something else, so I catch bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
Never see the whole thing.
What's the last movie you saw front to back that you?
Movie?
Oh my gosh, in a theater.
Yeah, that you enjoyed.
I think the last, and this is going way back. It was an awful movie. It was in theaters probably like 7 or 8 years ago, and it was something about a wellness clinic. There ended up being a grape scene at the end of it.
Oh.
And like we're all sitting there as a group of friends going
no.
oh, this is happening. This is actually and like all of the advertising for it seemed really good.
Yeah.
And then we got towards the end and we're like, okay, you're just like taking a wicked turn. I'm like, great. So that was the last actual movie that I sat for. I want something about wellness.
Now, Kara, when she says grape, she doesn't mean
I know.
grapes and apples and bananas. Oh my. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
I know.
Because you might still be thinking about fruit.
Bananas and
I mean,
oranges.
I did initially, but then I realized what she was talking about.
Like, why is she talking about
She's
grapes?
like, ooh, they have those cotton candy ones.
Yeah, I love cotton candy grapes. What's that one fruit? It's got seeds and like a flesh to it. Like, how you describe things?
I know. Well, you eventually figure it out. It's fine.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty good sampling of what you guys do. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You can see it's kind of like a like-hatred.
Yes.
We get very annoyed, specifically on that side of the room.
What are you talking about?
the brother and sister relationship.
Yeah.
We just constantly
right.
poke the bear.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see
No,
that.
it's true.
All right. So to wrap up, please give us your best pitch for the live show, and what else you got going on the rest of the year that you could talk about.
Me do it?
Yeah, we don't like
always
doing
do
it.
Yeah, I know
that's-
you've never liked doing it. Well, we are going to be at Best Cigar Pub in Drums. Again, not just for cigar smokers. Great food, great drinks, great atmosphere. So come on out. It's July 29th, 7 p.m. We will be there doing a live recording of A Freak Accident. You can get involved. You can even try to score a date with Mikki. That's right. So we're going to be doing the dating game with Mikki, all sorts of other fun interactive stuff. We're going to have t-shirts there. We like to point out that there's going to be 2 t-shirts available. Both of them you can only get at a live event, but the one is going to be exclusive to this live event. So if you don't show up at this one, you're never going to get the chance to get this shirt.
And you can see a picture of it on our social media sites.
Yeah, so that's going to be the big thing. So come out, have a good time, get to, you'll be able to meet us a little bit, hang out with us for a little bit. That'll be cool. Be a part of the show, literally.
And if you want to be a part of the show next week, we have a listener active. What is the one artist that you love one song from, and that's it?
Yeah. Yeah,
So you can answer that on our social media sites.
You definitely can. Yeah, so follow us on social media. Just look up A Freak Accident wherever, and our website is afreakaccident.com. That's the letter A, freakaccident.com.
That's good.
And we've got basically links to everything to do with the show there. So you can come, make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Get involved too. Like, we always love hearing from our listeners. You can send an email to freaks@afreakaccident.com or leave us a comment somewhere on our socials.
Or slide into our DMs.
Yeah, you can slide into our DMs, especially
Send Mikki.
Mickey's.
No.
Oh, yeah, always.
She's very
He
open.
wants memes.
She said specifically she's open to receiving those pictures.
Yeah.
I did
So-
not at
Yeah.
any point in time.
Yeah, so
He did.
It's true.
have you gotten any yet?
No, thank God.
Wow.
Just remember, the first one who does gets free stickers.
That's right.
Show.
Yeah. But hey, can I just say, like, go guys. Like, no dudes are sending her D-pics so far. It's remarkable.
I do very much appreciate it.
Maybe men are growing up.
Or they're in like that
There's a
request.
filter.
Oh yeah, they're in the they're in the spam folder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not looking.
You're gonna open that, it's just blurred.
Yeah. You got some ham in the spam.
I like my oblivious nature. I'm doing it that way.
Yeah.
Got some meat in there. Yeah. That's right.
But I mentioned so I mentioned the website, I mentioned the socials. Also, keep an eye out because we are working on a studio space. That
I like how he says we.
Mikki's working on building a studio with her vast talents, and there may be a video component to A Freak Accident coming soon too. So you'll be able to look at our faces for radio. We've got a face. All of us have faces for radio. You'll be able to look at this. Look at all of this regularly with our show. So we really
We have to find a camera big enough to take care of the Tyrannosaurus head.
right. Yeah, Mikki.
You had to really zoom out, didn't you? Like, I know.
Mikki, what do you always say to people too?
Make sure you share us with your friends.
That's right. And destroy the government.
No, that's
Destroy the government. Come on. Rise up and overcome.
Come on. You're
Should've
right
never
here.
told him
Right
to
here.
look at that.
Right here.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That was a big mistake.
I had the opportunity. I was going to take it.
Absolutely.
We're live. We're live and raw and real.
That's right. Yeah, gotta do it.
Just like those pictures in Mickey's DMs.
Oh my God.
Oh, Mikki showed her butt recently on our Instagram. So,
Again, it was public for years.
yeah, and it's public again.
That's right. And then slide into her DM. Big meaty men slapping me.
Don't. Be respectful, guys and
Yeah,
girls.
Be respectful. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Rich, what do you got? You happy you brought us here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming on. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks for having
It was
us.
fun.
Of course. Also, since he did the plug so well, I won't have to read all that stuff again. But every Thursday at 2 p.m., make sure you look out for a new episode of Freak Accident, and Best Cigar Pub and Drums on Wednesday, July 29th at 7 p.m. And that's a reservation thing as well. You make reservations
I
on the
would
website.
call them and say you want to listen to the podcast because we're not sure the location in there that we're going to be.
Okay.
So make sure to call and reserve that spot because that place gets busy.
Yeah.
So you might want to just nip it in the bud and make that reservation now.
21 and over to be.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did
Well,
you say BT dub?
if you enjoyed the show, which obviously if you made it this far, you did. So please like, comment, share, do all the good algorithm things so we can reach more people and get more people out at their shows.
And we will respond to every comment left on this video
Yes.
on our next episode. How about that?
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. So yes, leave a comment, share a story, tell us about your favorite episode, whatever you want to do.
Complain about Star Wars.
Yeah, complain about Star Wars, complain
disappointed
about
always.
Marvel, whatever you want to do. I might get in there if you start talking about that stuff, but you know. So thanks so much for tuning in to the NEPA Scene Podcast. We will see you next Wednesday for another episode about Hardcore for Husvar. The band Burial Ground is going to be on, so it's going to be a lot of fun. If you're into hardcore music or anything, we're going to be talking about that scene in general and bringing back, ironically, Burial Ground from the dead. The band hasn't been around in many years, and now they're back with a new EP and everything, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Tune in for that next Wednesday at 7, and have a good night, everybody.
Destroy the government.
Why would you sneak that in again?